Alright, ladies and gents, we're back, and we're gonna go for Genji this time. It's Friday night in the big city. You could use a laugh after the week you've had. The Laugh Attic is one of the most tragically unfunny comedy clubs in town, but you love watching people bomb on open mic. So I've read this part before, so I'm gonna kind of run past it pretty fast. Sometimes that people is you. It's particularly dark tonight, so dark it'll make for quite the dramatic reveal when your eyes adjust and you to see who's sitting at the table in the corner. Eyes adjusting. Please feel free to skip to the Genji part if you've already seen my Mercy playthrough. Adjusting still. Is that what you think it is? It's Genji. It's Genji with the thick Metal Gear Raiden cheeks. Boy, hand him over. Green cyborg ninja dude. Ninja, cyborg, and all-around bad boy from Overwatch. Oh yeah. No matter how many times you blink, he's still there, and you're completely... I don't know, I think I'd be fear-struck. He's putting a fucking sword at me. We'll go starstruck, though. Genji! My friend, you're amazed he can be seen in public without hordes of fans smothering him. But Winston is all the rage now. Winston gives me a rager. Pause. Still, you'd love to get an autograph. And maybe a handshake. And maybe he'll even say your name. I don't think the AI is gonna be capable of that. I could check some kind of deepfake thingy. Zap! I'm gonna fuck your brother, Hanzo. You can't stop me. Hark, do I hear the sound of a heart beating fast and the smell of sweat on your palms? Mom Spaghetti. I am Cupid, the hero. I'm having a stroke. I am Cupid, the hero of love in all its varieties. It is my sworn duty to answer the cries of all who desire to love and guide them to fulfillment. Alright, I've spoken with the council, guys. The council has deemed that I should do funny voices. I apologize now. The Mercy one has no goofy voices, or not for that long, so yeah. You look around, wondering if anyone else can see this, or are you hallucinating? Do not worry, you are the only one who sees me. I do not interfere in the mortal realm. Consider me the angel on your shoulder who will point you in the right direction. Okay, that's a definite maybe on the hallucination thing, but maybe this hallucination can help you. Now, tell me, are you in love? I think so. We'll just go work. Yeah, I think so. It's kind of hard to tell. The path to love is often confusing, but fear not, I am here to guide you through all this in its intricacies. What? It means I'm going to give you advice. Oh, okay. So, do you wish to win the heart of Genji? Yes, I want to win the heart of Genji. Genji, truly... Look, I'm gonna fuck your brother, I told you, you can't stop me. I mean... There were only two options, as you made sure I was aware. Of course, it's just that, well, to call Genji difficult would be an understatement. I like it hard. I'm sorry. Is this because of the lore or something? The what? The Overwatch lore. You know, Genji was the younger brother, Hanzo killed him and felt guilt over it ever since. Only Genji wasn't actually dead, he was alive, but a cyborg, and Hanzo learned this, but he still was kind of upset about the whole thing, I think. Cupid looks troubled. You're Hanzo then. That summary heavily favors Genji's views on the matter, I fear. Why do you care? But no, I'm merely saying that reaching Genji's heart will be a difficult task. Is it because he's made of metal? Sure, whatever you say, Mr. Grumpy Toga. If you wish to pursue Genji, then I am obligated to help you. It is your love life, no matter how foolish. Fuck off, or get fucked. Well then, how do you think I should approach this, Cupid? Asshole. You have introduced yourself, of course. You cannot start down the path of romance without first speaking to him. And given that he strikes me as selfish, immature person, I would recommend keeping your conversations focused on him. He has always struggled with this sense of self, so do your best to appeal his interests. How do you know this? You hope he'll get over his hostility for Genji soon, definitely. But that's not important right now. What is important is whether or not Genji will feel any hostility towards you. Please don't stab me. Let me stab you. With Cupid's words in mind, you build up the courage to approach Genji. Excuse me? The ninja turns to face you. The purple glow of the club's neon lights illuminates his metal mask. Are you talking to me? I'm gonna sound just like Hanzo. I can't do two voices. I don't know. How do I do this? Yeah, I just saw you and I wanted to say... Your heart starts pounding in your ears, and your mouth can't find the words to speak. Well, say something, and remember, your choices will affect how he feels about you. Do you need healing? I'm not gonna do him like that. I'm just gonna say, I really like your outfit. Oh, thanks. Not many people compliment my clothes. I'm doing the worst way. Because he looks ridiculous. Shut up, Hanzo. No, I really like them. So few people have RGB built into their outfits. It's unique. Is it really? Isn't this like 2070 something or some shit like that? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they look pretty sick, huh? Anyway, I don't think I've seen you around here before. I'm Genji. What's your name? Oh, I'm Sileevio. Nice to meet you, Genji. If I have to say my name one more time, I'm gonna have a stroke. Sileevio, huh? That's a cool name. Reminds me of Sileevio from the game Sileevio's Odyssey. Who told you about that? That's a secret project. I love that game. My parents were actually such big fans, they named me after it. I've been playing it since I was born. That's amazing. I was just named after the 11th century work, The Tale of Genji, which is alright, but certainly no Sileevio's Odyssey. I still think it's pretty cool. Thanks. Hey, did you want to sit down? The next day is starting soon. Maybe we could watch together. Works for me, bro. Sit on my lap. You take a seat next to Genji and watch a few sets. You can't tell if he ever cracks a smile, but he certainly doesn't laugh at any point. Weird energy to bring to a comedy club. But before you can spend too many minutes... Jesus Christ. But before you can spend too many minutes basking in the awkward silence, Cupid returns, bringing you more helpful advice. Well, what are you waiting for? Show him you can be exciting. Go perform a set. That seems like a bad idea. Hey, fuck it, let's go. Okay, here I go. Love favors the bold, Sileevio. I salute you. Salute these nuts. Alright. The previous comedian steps down from the stage to some paltry claps, and when no one stands to take their place, you take the initiative to go on stage. Swallowing your nerves, you address the audience. Hello, everyone. I would be honored to share a joke with you fine people. Ahem. Look over to the audience and you see Genji looking back at you, which you would seem as curiosity. While you could make just any joke, you have to wonder what would make him laugh. Joke about ninjas, cyborgs. Funniest joke I know. Something about him. Ninja, cyborg, ninja, cyborg, ninja. Tap, tap, tap. You tap on the mic and the feedback rings in your ears. You lean in close. What kind of shoes does a ninja wear? The crowd holds its breath. Sneakers! Oh, that hurt! Silence. It feels as if you've been teleported into a soundproof void. Not a soul in the crowd has any reaction to spare. You almost wish they'd boo you, just so you could know that you're still there. But among them, you see Genji. Curiously, he glances down at his feet, upon which are a pair of high-tech and fashionable sneakers. A quiet chuckle escapes him. Oh, that's true. I'm sorry if this is terrible, guys. I'm trying. I'm gonna learn eventually. Ignoring the appalled stares of the rest of the audience, you make your way back to your seat next to Genji. He seems warmer, leaning in towards you. How heavy is Genji? I liked your joke. For the record, not all ninjas wear sneakers, but I do, so I still laughed. Thanks, making you laugh was a goal. I'm glad to hear you thought it was funny. I was mostly looking to make you laugh. For once, the ever-confident cyborg ninja seems a bit shy. He rubs his arm nervously. It has been really nice hanging out with you. Do you think you'd want to go on another date sometime? Abso-freaking-lutely, boy. You're steaming and I'm steaming too. Absolutely, that sounds wonderful, Genji. Genji sighs. A weight leaves his shoulders. I can't wait. I guess I'll see you again soon. He leaves, and you're left alone in the comedy club. Not for long, though, as Cupid soon reappears. I sense the buds of romance are already beginning to blossom. Now, you've actually helped. How do you think things went? Oh, I did great. I don't see I could have gone any better. You made him feel special and he responded positively to that. Oh yeah, these are perfect scores, big fella. Hand it over. But good or bad, your date is in the past, and we still have a long road ahead of us if you wish to truly... But good or bad, your date is in the past, and we still have a long road ahead of us if you truly wish for Genji's heart to be yours. Are we like a fucking 5th grader? When Genji reaches out to you and he suggests grabbing dinner for your second date, he even picks out a restaurant, Café Azure, in Monaco, the exclusive playground of the ultra rich. I think I would go broke just by breathing their air. Luckily, you live in a hopeful future, so you can just hop on the transatlantic train and arrive in Monaco in a few short hours. Neat, huh? I guess so. You arrive at the restaurant and it looks as classy as the name might imply. A robot brings you to your table and Genji awaits you. Please tell me he's not wearing the same hoodie he wore to the comedy club. Yeah, I'm not exactly dressed up either. It's okay. I'm not really dressed up either, so I guess we match. I suppose it is a favorable sign. Oh, Sileevio, I didn't expect to see you here. Yes, you did, you dingus. You invited me here for a date? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, how was the ride over? You wanna ride me? I'm sorry, guys, I can't help it. Had lots of time for gaming. It was great, I had a ton of time to grind for XP on VV's Adventure Online. VV's Adventure Online? That genre's pretty fun, even though I think VV's Adventure franchise fell off a bit after VV 3D. Fair, right? Don't get me started on VV Party Dance Night. Talk about selling out. Editors note, we're begging you not to add these to Overwatch fan wikis. They're not real. Y'all heard them. Add it now. Add it now. Either way, I'm glad you could make it. I've really been looking forward to spending more time with you. Yes. You don't have much time to feel bashful before the waitron returns to your table to take your order. You look over to your holo menu, which is like a regular menu but a hologram, since it's the future. Thank you. You should think carefully about what to order. Maybe choose something he'd like as well. What the fuck does Genji like? Come on, even your dinner is going to affect your... This guy's opinion of you. God. Come on, even your dinner is going to affect this guy's opinion of you? These dating sims are hard work. In that case, what will you order for dinner? I'm going to order Genji's favorite food. I'll have the Rikimaru ramen. That's my favorite food. How did you know? Easy. It's in the official Overwatch cookbook. Wow. In that case, I'll take the Rikimaru ramen too. I think I butchered that. Whatever, bro. Y'all get it. The Waitrons, we don't have that on the menu program, seems to be overridden by its the customer's always right subroutine, and so it takes your order back to the kitchen without complaint. It's really cool of you to order my favorite food for dinner. If they were the official Sileevio cookbook, I would have ordered yours too. Don't make that. It's just gonna be filled with fried chicken and shit, bro. I'm very generic. You make note of his idea. You're always looking for more merchandise opportunity. Merchandise what? Actually, you know what? We'll see. The two of you spend some time chatting, and after a few short minutes, the waitron brings your meal. 2 bowls of Rikimaru ramen. It's honestly impressive that such a nice restaurant could make a dish look like it came from a cheap ramen shop. Interesting. This looks just as good as the real thing from Hadamura. All that's missing is the Murloc bowl? Then be perfect. Is that the character? Oh no, how could they forget the Murloc bowl? That's half of the fun of Rikimaru ramen. Huh. Let me check with the waiter. Maybe they have Murloc bowls in the back. You fixed the waitron, explaining that the Rikimaru ramen just isn't the same when it's not in the branded bowls. Unfortunately, the restaurant doesn't have any Murloc bowls on hand, but they are able to draw a crude recreation on the two of the regular bowls. I'm having a stroke. When you return to the table, Genji looks completely deflated. You sit across from him, and he barely even acknowledges your preference. Even Cupid seems troubled by his sudden shift in mood. What's the problem? Perhaps you should check on him, Sileevio. No. Should I lighten the mood? I'm just gonna be direct. You good, bruh? Hey, is everything okay? You seem bummed out. Genji shrugs. Sorry, another diner recognized me while you were gone. They came over to talk to me. Oh, did they ask for your autograph or something? No, they actually recognized me from the Blackwatch incident. They had less than kind words to share with me. Oh, rest in peace. I'm so sorry, Genji. I can't believe someone would just give you trouble about it out here. It's alright. I'm not proud of who I was back then, but I will admit it is discouraging. I have tried my best to become a better person, but I fear my past will always haunt me. Some days it feels like there's nothing I can do to move on from who I was. He sighs, popping his head against his hand dejectedly. It's a heart-rending sight. It seems he could use your reassurance. A small gesture might go a long way. Grab his dick. Apparently even Cupid has the sense to put his bitterness aside towards Genji when he's in this state. What do you do to cheer Genji up? Beat up whoever was mean to him. I'm just gonna reassure him. I'm holding his hand. Fuck it, let's go for it. You don't think you have the words to help in this situation. Instead, you reach across the small table and take Genji's hand into yours. He seems surprised, but when you meet his gaze with a smile, he relaxes. He squeezes your hand, taking a deep breath to steady himself. Thank you, Sileevio. I'm sure I'd feel much worse if you weren't here. It's the least I can do. You mean that literally? Holding his hand was probably the easiest, least expensive thing you've done all night. I kinda did want to beat the shit out of that guy, but I feel like that wouldn't be very helpful. Let's eat, huh? Our food is getting cold. The two of you finally enjoy your night as it was supposed to go. You don't know how Genji eats with his mask on, but every time you look away, more food disappears from his plate. You assume it's getting into his mouth one way or another. Oh, I'm gonna be getting to his mouth one way or another. I'm sorry, guys. By the time you're done eating, Genji seems happier than ever. You're glad this evening is going in a more positive direction. Hey, I wanted to ask you about something. Shoot. Oh, shoot, go ahead. How would you feel about going somewhere special for our next date? Anywhere that's special to you is special to me, my friend. That one doesn't earn you any points with Genji, but it makes him blush. And isn't that worth more than any kind of gameplay progression? No. I want skins cheaper. I want more coins. I want more skins. I was hoping we could go somewhere that's really special to me. How would you feel about a trip to Nepal? What's in Nepal? That's a good question. That's a better question. What's so special about Nepal? It was a very important place in my growth as a person. This may surprise you, but an isolated mountaintop helped me find peace. There's more to it, obviously, but I figured I could explain when we got there. Sure, can't wait to hear all about your backstory. Give me your lore, and give me your booty. Okay, I'll see you there. I hope it'll be really special. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks again, Sileevio. Genji departs from the restaurant, and you're left alone. Well, as alone as you can be when you're haunted by the vessel of Valentines. Another date down. With a third to come. Most impressive, Sileevio. I'm winning. Thanks. How do you think Genji and I are doing? Oh, I'm about to smash. He seems incredibly happy with you. Not to tempt fate, but I suspect it would be difficult for you to lose his affection now. But there is still another date in your future. Do what you can to prepare. I sense this one will be the most important of all. The third date awaits. Let's go. Nepal. You ascend the snowy mountains in Nepal, and the cold really seeps right through every layer of clothing you wore. Hard to believe that just a few days ago you were telling jokes in a comedy club, and now I fucking skipped it on accident, sorry. As you're trudging along, Cupid appears again. Thankfully, you know his deal by now, or I did it again. Sileevio, I need to stress how important this date will be. Clearly, you are important to Genji. He would not have brought you here otherwise, so just be sure you do your very best this time. Thanks for your help. You know, fuck you, I'm hassling you, Cupid. You know, when we first met, you seemed like you didn't really like Genji. Well, I do believe he is foolish and stubborn and immature and vain. You have reminded me that there is a good side to him as well. And while that good side is buried very, very far beneath his flaws, it is there nonetheless. So I must thank you, truly. Aw, Cupid, you're sounding all sappy. Don't tell me this is a teaser for the secret Cupid path of this dating sim. I need some Hanzo. Don't be ridiculous. If there was a secret Cupid path, do you truly think I would advertise it so freely? Besides, a path of that nature would be difficult to unlock. You would need to say, successfully win the heart of both heroes to show me your commitment to love. Don't fucking tell me. I already did Mercy, man. Is there a Hanzo one too? I don't think I can do this. Hypothetically, of course. I don't think I can do this anymore, man. Of course, hypothetically. Dating sims are not my game, man. It's hurting my head. But enough about hypotheticals. You've got a date to go to. Hurry up now. And tell me what to do. With Cupid's vote of confidence, you continue your journey up the mountain. Eventually, you arrive in a quaint little village. Genji is there to greet you. Honestly, you don't understand why you can't travel together. Sileevio, you made it. What did you think of the hike? It was worth it to be here with you. Oh yeah. I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was worth it to be here with you, Genji. I'm happy you think so. There are a few people who would be willing to scale a mountain to spend time with me, if you can believe that. It means a lot that you did. Anyway, I'm glad you're finally here. This place is very special to me, and I hope I can show you why. Come for a walk with me? Gladly, you take Genji's arm. He leads you all around the village, and you can't help but bask in its sight. It's truly beautiful, certainly not the kind of place you'd want to host a 5v5 King of the Hill style combat. Okay. But what's more beautiful is that the village itself is the way Genji glows while talking to you through it. Recounting memories of the times he spent here, he tells you everything from the story of how he first arrived here to the tales of his most trying meditations. After strolling a while, Genji takes you to the old accommodations that house him in through his time in Nepal. Though he has been absent for some time, the room is still clearly his. There's an old mattress, a Hiyori. Hiyori? Get on the mattress, Genji. And a framed photo of Genji with his brother taken years ago. Genji goes to say something, but someone else speaks first. Genji, you've arrived. Is that Zenyatta? It's Zenny boy. I hope you had a safe journey, my student. It's Zenyatta. How sad is it that the only place you can get Zenyatta's content these days is an explicitly non-canon dating sim in that one short story. Well, maybe something will happen with that Overwatch guy soon. Who knows? Bridging some gaps here. Master, it is good to see you again. Indeed. I heard that you were bringing a visitor, and I hoped I could meet them. Of course, Sileevio, this is my master, Zenyatta. You are ready for a trek through snow-covered mountains, but this is basically like meeting Genji's parent. Is that weird for a third date? Doesn't matter. It's happening. Now it's up to you to deal with it. It's wonderful to meet you. It's really wonderful to meet you, Zenyatta. I've heard great things. That's a lie. You haven't heard anything, but he seems to react warmly even so. What? I've heard great things about Zenyatta. Whatever. Likewise, I am glad you survived your journey here. You're going to ignore the threatening aura of that sentence and let him keep talking. It is rare for Genji to have company here. I sense he must be quite fond of you. Oh, I certainly hope so. Master, you're embarrassing me. I am sure your companionship will mean a great deal to him. He has always struggled to accept himself. Perhaps the acceptance of another will help him along his path. Never realized how much your company meant to Genji. Or might mean to Genji. To think just a few nights ago you were planning to enjoy comedy stylings of literally anyone in New York City by yourself. Now it's entirely possible you're changing the life of an Overwatch agent. I believe... Master? Since I have surpassed my annual screen time allotment, I'm afraid I will have to depart. But please take my greatest blessings and enjoy the remainder of your time here. Thank you, Zen. The two of you say goodbye to Master Zenyatta, and when you're left alone, Genji's previous exuberance has gone, replaced with contemplation. Something on your mind, Genji? Is it me? Just thinking about what my master said. He was being truthful, you know. Spending time with you has done a lot to help with my own sense of self. But I have to wonder. Sileevio, do you really think it's possible to know your true self? Well, to be honest, that's a far deeper question than you would ever expect from the silly dating sim you signed up for. But you come this far, right? What's the harm in one more question? And that really is one more. I believe this is your last chance to win Genji's heart, Sileevio. Use it wisely. Well, what do you think? Can one know their true self? I'm not sure, but you can try. Fuck it, let's go for it. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe you can, or maybe not. But I think it's always worth it to try finding out who you really are. Otherwise, what's the point of all of it? I think you might be right. You know, when I ended up like this, when my brother... He trails off. Cupid watches him intently, his brows knit with pain. I felt so much guilt. I would look at myself every day and despise the person who looked back at me. Did I fuck this up? But as much as it hurt, I had to look, or else I could not have grown from who I was. Perhaps I will never know my true self. But you're right. I must always try to see who I really am. Thank you, Sileevio. I'm glad you feel the same. Sileevio, I have really enjoyed spending so much time with you lately. It has been a long time since I've allowed myself to get this close to anyone. But I must admit... Admit what, Genji? I feel some guilt that you have not seen the real me. You're a bit confused. You're pretty sure you've enjoyed dates with the real him, but before you ask, he clarifies. We've been spending so much time together, and you've only seen me with my mask on. And although my mask is extremely epic, it's not the true me. It is really cool, though. I know, right? But still. Genji takes your hand into his green visor stares back at you, and you wonder what his eyes might look like beneath it. Take off the mask, and then drop the pants. Sileevio, can I show you who I really am? Accept Genji's love. Of course, I love you, Genji. Genji puts his hand over his heart, shocked but not at all disappointed in your confession. After returning to reality, he chuckles under his breath. It's funny. It seems I could deflect anything but love. In beams, but mostly love. Beautiful. Oh, that's cool. I can see his nose. With great care, Genji reaches for the mask. Though he hesitates, he eventually builds the strength to remove it, showing you his true face beneath. Genji, you're beautiful. Now get on the bed. If you believe so, then it must be true. It took me so long to come to terms with who I am now. Knowing you accept me makes me confident it was all worth that time. It was worth all that time. I read that wrong. I know my true self loves you too, Sileevio. You have embarked on a journey of love and found what you desired at the end. Love takes many forms, but it is always true. May you cherish this love with Genji forever and always. A fucking one. That was painful, and I apologize for the voices. I'm not good at random voices yet. I'm gonna figure that out, guys, eventually. But thank you for joining me on this goddamn journey. Ugh.